let me share with you a practice that has brought peace and protection to countless souls throughout the centuries, a simple yet profound prayer that creates a shield of divine light around you as you surrender to sleep. Tonight, as you prepare to close your eyes and drift into the realm of dreams, and know that you possess within your voice the power to invoke the most ancient and sacred protection known to humanity. The darkness of night has always held mysteries that stir something deep within our souls. Since the beginning of time, humans have understood that sleep makes us vulnerable. That in those quiet hours when our conscious mind retreats, we need something greater than ourselves to watch over us. This isn't superstition or fear-based thinking. It's a recognition of spiritual truth that transcends religious boundaries and speaks to the very core of our being. When you speak this prayer with genuine intention, you're not just reciting words into empty air. You're participating in an ancient dialogue between the human spirit and the divine forces that govern our universe. Every syllable carries weight, every pause holds meaning, and every breath between the words becomes a bridge connecting your earthly existence to the infinite realm of protection that surrounds us all. The beauty of this prayer lies not just in its words, but in the transformation that occurs within you as you speak it. Notice how your breathing naturally deepens as you begin. Feel how your shoulders release tension you didn't even realize you were carrying. Observe how the worried thoughts that may have been circling your mind like restless birds suddenly find a place to settle and rest. As you prepare to speak these sacred words, understand that you're joining an invisible congregation of souls who have found solace in this same practice. Across time zones and continents, in humble homes and grand palaces, people just like you have discovered that certain combinations of words, spoken with sincere heart, have the power to shift the very atmosphere around them. Tonight, you become part of this timeless tradition of seeking divine protection through the simple act of prayer. The prayer begins with an acknowledgement of the source from which all protection flows. When you say, "Divine Creator, as I prepare for sleep, I place myself under your eternal protection," you're making a conscious choice to surrender your vulnerable sleeping hours to a power infinitely greater than any darkness that might approach. This isn't passive resignation, it's active faith, a deliberate decision to align yourself with the forces of light and love that govern the universe. Continue with these words: "Surround my resting place with angels of light," creating an impenetrable barrier against all negativity, harm, and evil influence. As you speak these words, envision exactly what you're requesting. See in your mind's eye luminous beings taking their positions around your bed, your room, your entire dwelling. These guardians aren't distant or impersonal, they're beings of pure love and protection who respond instantly to sincere requests for help. The prayer continues, "Let your divine light fill every corner of this space, pushing out any shadow of fear, anxiety, or spiritual disturbance." Notice how this isn't just about protection from external threats, but also about cleansing your inner world of the negative emotions and thoughts that can disturb peaceful sleep. True protection encompasses both the physical and spiritual dimensions of your existence. As my body rests, let my spirit be renewed and strengthened by your presence. Guard my dreams and guide my subconscious mind toward healing, wisdom, and peace. This portion of the prayer recognizes that sleep isn't merely a cessation of activity, it's a sacred time of restoration and spiritual communion. Your dreams become a canvas where divine guidance can paint messages of hope, healing, and direction for your waking life. The prayer reaches its crescendo with these powerful words: "I release all worries and burdens into your capable hands, trusting completely in your perfect protection throughout this night. Let no weapon formed against me prosper, and let no evil thought or intention reach me while I rest." This isn't just about physical safety. It's about protection from the negative thoughts and intentions of others, from spiritual attack, and from the corrosive effects of anxiety and fear. As you conclude with, "In this sacred trust, I peacefully surrender to sleep, knowing I am completely safe and loved. Amen." You're sealing your prayer with an act of complete faith and surrender. You're choosing to release control and place yourself entirely in divine care. The power of this prayer extends far beyond the mere speaking of words. Each time you pray it with sincere intention, you're strengthening your connection to the divine realm. You're training your spirit to recognize and align with the frequencies of protection and peace. Over time, this practice creates what spiritual teachers call a prayer pathway, a well-traveled route between your heart and the throne of divine protection. Many who have made this prayer part of their nightly routine report remarkable changes in their sleep quality and overall sense of security. They speak of dreams filled with light and guidance rather than confusion and fear. They describe waking refreshed and protected, as if they've spent the night wrapped in invisible arms of love. Some even report sensing the presence of protective beings around their beds, a gentle confirmation that their prayers have been heard and answered. The science of sleep tells us that our subconscious minds remain active throughout the night, processing the day's experiences and preparing us for tomorrow's challenges. When you pray for protection before sleep, you're programming your subconscious with thoughts of safety, peace, and divine care. This positive programming influences not just your dreams, but also how you wake up and face each new day. There's something profoundly healing about ending each day with an act of trust rather than worry. Instead of lying in bed, replaying the day's problems, or anticipating tomorrow's challenges, you're choosing to close the day with faith and gratitude. This shift in focus from problem to protection, from anxiety to assurance, creates a completely different energy field around your sleeping hours. The prayer also serves as a powerful boundary setting tool in the spiritual realm. Just as you might lock your doors and windows for physical security, this prayer creates energetic boundaries that signal to any negative forces that this space and this person are under divine protection. It's a declaration of your spiritual territory and your right to peaceful, protected rest. For those who have experienced disturbing dreams, sleep paralysis, or the sense of negative presences during the night, this prayer becomes especially powerful. It transforms your bedroom from a place of potential vulnerability into a sanctuary of divine protection. The very act of speaking these words changes the spiritual atmosphere of your sleeping space, infusing it with light and safety. Remember that the effectiveness of this prayer isn't dependent on your perfect pronunciation or your ability to feel anything special while praying it. The power lies in your sincere intention and your willingness to trust in protection beyond your own ability to provide. Sometimes the most profound spiritual experiences happen quietly, without fanfare or obvious signs, working their transformation in the deep places of your soul while you sleep peacefully. As you make this prayer part of your nightly routine, you might notice that your entire relationship with sleep begins to change. What once might have been a time of vulnerability or worry becomes an anticipated sanctuary of rest and renewal. The bed that once held fears now becomes an altar of trust, and the darkness that once seemed threatening now feels like a gentle blanket of divine protection. This prayer works not because it follows some magical formula, but because it aligns your heart with the fundamental truth that you are loved, protected, and never alone. In a world that often feels chaotic and threatening, this nightly practice becomes an anchor point of faith and peace. It's a way of ending each day not with the problems of earth, but with the promises of heaven. Tonight, as you prepare to close your eyes and enter the sacred space of sleep, let this prayer be your companion. Speak it slowly, meaningfully, with your whole heart engaged. Allow its words to settle into your spirit like seeds of peace planted in the garden of your soul. Trust that as you sleep, divine protection watches over you, and you are held in love until morning comes again. May your sleep tonight be the beginning of a new chapter in your relationship with divine protection, and may you wake tomorrow knowing without doubt that you are cherished, guarded, and eternally safe in the arms of infinite love.